So, by all means, I'm a fighting game scrub. My experience with fighting games mostly comes from watching my dad play Street Fighter back at the Washington area we used to go to. But last year, I got into Street Fighter 6, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm all in with the FGC. And I absolutely love throwing hands. But this year, I took it a step further and I got into Tekken. Now, my experience with Tekken is very little. I remember playing it back in the day once on the PS2 maybe, and the closest thing I've gotten to it since is maybe Naruto Clash of Ninja or JoJo's All-Star Battle. But let me tell you, I freaking love Tekken 8. I don't think I was even this obsessed with Street Fighter 6, and it goes to show because I have been in the lab like crazy on this game. At first I thought people were joking about black people all liking Tekken, but I'm starting to think it's true because the second I picked this game up, I just kind of felt different. I was moving very differently and I ranked up very fast for me in a game like this. In fact, I feel like I was learning the game a lot faster than what I did Street Fighter 6 because playing Street Fighter 6, I had to play with modern controls. I could not play classic at all. It just wasn't for me. Something about the inputs was just really fucked to me and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. But the second I picked up Tekken 8, it just kind of clicked and I kind of understood how some things worked. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still very much a learning curve as there is with any game or fighting game especially, but once I had someone explain to me through video how to do some of these techniques and how to pull off combo strings, I was all in. There's just something about the grind in this fighting game compared to any other I've touched that it's just so satisfying. I can't tell you how many times playing this game I've gone over a hump in the ranks and I've just just jumped for joy, like actually, because I felt like I was actually getting better at the game. Now, don't get it twisted. Just like any other fighting game, there is a lot of raging that comes with playing Tekken 8. Like, for all I've said good about this game so far, this game also brings out this unbridled rage that I can only compare to whatever Goku felt when he saw Krillin get killed by Frieza, and I just get mad playing this game. But it's kind of a sick, twisted part of the experience for me so far. And let me tell you, there's been a lot of raging because, oh boy, do people like the mash in this game. But honestly, that's kind of the best part of the experience, learning how to counteract all the cheesy bullshit everyone does and learning how to absolutely sauce on people. I've only really played as Reina so far because she's actually who got me to get the game. I saw the trailer for her and I think also Asusina, and I was like, oh, they're kind of cooking with these new characters. I've never really been too into the Tekken characters or even the storyline or even know what's going on, but I saw their designs and I was like, oh, this is good. I want to play as them. A big part of it too is that playing Tekken kind of reminds me of the little bit of time that I played. I think it was Soul Calibur 6. I don't know, whichever one has Yoda in it. I'll put a picture of it in here, whichever one that was. But the Soul Calibur with Yoda, it reminds me of playing that game. So a lot of the combos and stuff just clicks. And Reina especially has just been such an easy character for someone like me to learn. Someone who usually has a lot of trouble doing longer inputs or following through on an input, or even just the basic timings of certain combos. For someone like me, she's the perfect character to learn about stances, side swapping, and all of the tech that comes with playing Tekken, really. Plus, I don't know about y'all, but I like to play as honest characters, and when I see characters like Yoshimitsu, I respect the skill, but also I'm like, man, that's so cheese. I just like to throw hands. And let me tell you, I have been throwing some hands. As at the time of this recording, I've just breached my way in the Mighty Ruler with my Reina. and let me tell you, I've never been so locked in a fighting game, at least not like this. There was straight up days, weeks even, where I was just playing Tekken and I really couldn't open anything else. It's really weird to me too, because I almost want to describe it as something of an itch to play the game and get to that next level, because I honestly just couldn't take the losses. It was to the point where if I went on a really bad losing streak, I would honestly just sit there in my chair and lock in for a couple of hours until I got it down. Don't get me wrong, just as with any other fighting game, I still make a lot of the same stupid mistakes, especially when I'm going against a matchup that I really don't know, which is honestly like 50% of the time, because ranked in this game loves to throw a character at you that you haven't seen in like a week. And the problem with that is you get really used to fighting like the same 10 characters that most people use, which, you know, it's whatever, you gotta learn eventually anyways. But oh man, is it a reality check when you're going against someone like Panda or something that you never see and you don't know how to deal with their bullshit. But alas, I've gotten used to it at this point, and honestly, it's just made me lock in even more. I've been religiously in the lab with Reina, trying to learn more combos of hers, trying to learn different situations and whatnot, and most importantly, experimenting with her stances as I try and learn new courses of actions to counteract things that I normally wouldn't be able to. It's gotten to the point too where I've taken the time to actually study other YouTubers, which I never do for these kind of games, and specifically I've been trying to understand their mindset when going into these matches, because that's been the biggest shift that's allowed me to get into the higher ranks as someone who's such a scrub right now. It's been really interesting going back and watching my recordings from when I was in the orange ranks, because the way I played back then is extremely different from the way I'm playing now that I've gone past red and into mighty ruler. It's a lot more slowed down and a lot more methodical, and I don't tend to just try and mash my way out of things as much. And I hate to put it this way, but I have a flowchart and I use it, and when I see it's not working anymore, that's when I finally decide to shift my strategy and reevaluate, and hopefully I can counteract what someone's doing, and if not, I just take the L. And really, that's been what's keeping me playing this game, that feeling of actual growth as I climb through the ranks and I fight people who are definitely way better than me. I feel like each match I'm actually learning something different, especially when you start getting to people who have played multiple characters, which is something I want to get into later, because I would really like to try Asusina because I see she's super OP. But that's been my experience playing Tekken 8 so far. As my first Tekken, I am extremely happy that I picked up this game because it is giving me something to do. I really wanted to get into fighting games more with Street Fighter 6, but I just couldn't get that game down, and no amount of time into it was really keeping me on it. I'm really glad that my experience has been different with this game because I really enjoy it, and I want to learn as many characters as I can on the roster and hopefully get to a point where I can say that I am genuinely really good at Tekken and I can get into maybe even the top ranks. But I want to hear y'all's experiences with Tekken 8. Who do y'all main? If you got any strategies for me as a Reina player, please drop them down below. And if there's any sort of tech that I should focus on that you've noticed from watching my gameplay in the background, please tell me, because I would love to know what I'm fucking up. And if you're comfortable with it, I would love for everyone to drop their Tekken friend code, or however you add people on Tekken, down below so I could have some people to spar with. I would love to do some lobbies and stuff with people and not constantly have to strain myself in ranked and possibly get some matchups that I don't usually get in ranked because everyone's playing mostly the same people. And most importantly, if you have any Tekken YouTubers or streamers that you think I should go to and study from, please let me know down below. In about a month or so, maybe sooner depending on how well it goes, I'll try and do an update on my progress in Tekken 8 and hopefully possibly try and stream a little bit of it so you guys can see me rage on stream, I guess. So if you would like to see that, please let me know by leaving a like and subscribing for more in the future. Until next time.